All right. Hello, and welcome to today's live. All that Valentine's Day talk had me thinking, and one of the things that I do think you can do currently to think ahead of next week is to provide massive value for your audience by simply being the reporter and establish yourself as the neighborhood agent. So let's jump right in. If you're just jumping on right now, leave me a comment. Let me know you're watching. Give me some hearts. I'd love to see, some of those always makes you feel good. But without, further ado, I'd like to jump right in because today I want to make sure that you guys can make a plan to actually start implementing that and use that for the upcoming week to generate leads and make sure you are building your audience and setting yourself up to be the authority when it comes to your market. So with Valentine's Day, one of the great opportunities that is there, and it's not just for Valentine's Day, but it's one that spurred my thought process, is think about what happens during that time frame. And oftentimes people are going out for dinner. They might not be going out for most of the year, but this might be a special occasion for them to take their significant other or take their entire family and just go out and enjoy a nice dinner out. So what we can do as an agent is we can provide restaurant suggestions. So there's a couple things that you can do, and it can be very simple, and it can go also all the way up to very elaborate. So when it comes to suggestions that are very simple, you could simply just, Google restaurants in your area that you feel like are great. I can give you an example, and I have a great Italian restaurant in our neighborhood. So for example, this might be a good choice for people to go to that restaurant on Valentine's Day. So I will be looking at their logo. I will be putting their logo together. Hey, Tawny, see, I'm talking about your restaurant right now. So this one is actually a great way to just put that logo together and to make sure that you have a couple different ones and say, still looking for a perfect night out, consider one of our local restaurants. And you can just, drop that in, and you could put a collage together with video to make sure that you have, a little bit of everything. Not everybody is necessarily going to be liking Greek food. So maybe you want to, have an Italian restaurant. If you want to have something very simple or a new restaurant that just opened, maybe you want to feature that one. So simple is just to go online, find a couple local restaurants and drop those in a quick video. I do have a course that I created on how to put videos together that can feature you as you speak about it. So make a little intro video and be like, it's Valentine's upon us, and how about you're gonna dine out somewhere locally. Let me share some of my favorite restaurants with you, and from there you can just lead into the restaurants that are surrounding your neighborhood. That's the simple way to do it. Just make a little video collage. And again, I dropped the link later below for the video of it. But the other way you could do is you could actually go out and you could schedule some interviews with those restaurant owners. So when you go out and you interview the restaurant owner, you could drop a video about once every day, every other day, depending on how many restaurants you're going to interview. Make sure when you drop those videos, you're tagging those restaurants in the post, because now that you have an interview, a collaboration with that particular establishment, you want to make sure you connect them, you tag them in it. This way, not only is that restaurant going to be seen, but you're also going to be seen in front of the restaurant's audience. So when you drop this all together, it becomes really, really powerful. And yet again, you have not mentioned a word about real estate. Not a word. All you said is, that you're local and that you're going to be sharing some of those restaurants. They will figure out that you are a local realtor. They will be looking at your page. Generally speaking, the average person doesn't just go out and it's like, okay, here is, my restaurant suggestions. It's most often some sort of business to business relationship, and people will be checking out your profile. So obviously make sure that one is up to date. We don't want your business page being very behind on all the data. So you want to make sure you post your sales, you post activity. If you're touring properties, you want to make sure that's in there. Make sure your headshots are obviously up to date. We love our headshots from the 1980s, and they never ever get updated. But there's a couple things that you can do. So like I said, it goes from really, really simple to just do a Google search and put a video montage together for your top 5 Valentine's Day spots in Enter City here. And then from there, you could also go and do it more elaborate and do interviews. Now, interviews will depend sometimes, obviously, on timing. So I know Valentine's Day being next week, it might be a little tricky, but you don't necessarily have to center it around Valentine's Day. So when you want to feature things, consider putting those, videos together for the long run. You want to feature a restaurant, you do like a restaurant week, go out and just get the footage done. And then you can edit that at your own time when time allows. Schedule it out, set it and forget it. But we'll get into that a little bit later, I guess, on the scheduling part. So that all being said, this is a nice way for you to stay on top of your market, to make sure that you have content that you can share, content that is relevant. Hi, Lori. And I just wanted to make sure that we have that opportunity right now to make sure you go out, you stay local. And by staying local, you're also showing them, I know my restaurants around the area. I know where to go for good food. Why do I know that? Because I'm a local real estate professional, and this is what I do for a living. Not just, dining out. We don't want to give the feeling of like, okay, this is all I do. I'm a foodie. This is, posting pictures of my plates. This is not what we're trying to do. But if you have client meetings and if you have, lunch spots that you can recommend and people get to know you, just say, hey, I'd love to feature your business on my business page. Would it be okay if we do a quick interview? Now, keep in mind that interview, if you do a person-to-person interview, is always 100% about the business, okay? You can have your email signature maybe in there, saying local real estate professional or something. There's a contact, but make the video about them. How long have you been here? What kind of food are you serving? What are your opening hours? All about the business. And then again, if you share it, make sure you tag the business. So that way, not only are you going to be reaching your audience, but you're also going to be reaching over into their audience. So that is a powerful way to build connections on a local level. So I hope this helped today. Brief, recap on what we've talked about is Valentine's Day is coming up. And if you are thinking about providing value to your audience without saying, hey, I'm a realtor, come buy and sell a house for me, consider featuring a restaurant. And you can do it the simple way by just Googling a couple restaurants and putting that together in a video montage. And then again, I do have an iPhone video course that I created for those with an iPhone. I currently don't have a tutorial on that on Androids, but I do have the iPhone version, and I'll drop the link later below. But you can just see if you can provide that video montage and use it, and then you can still make sure you tag those restaurants you're mentioning it, because it is a shout out to them. They will appreciate that as well. And then, little tagline, make sure your headline is up to date, saying, hey, looking for a great spot to dine out on Valentine's Day. Here are my top 5 recommendations in Enter the City here. And then it provides that value that people are oftentimes looking for that has nothing to do with real estate, but yet you're staying relevant. I hope this helped you guys. I cannot wait for you guys to start creating, start doing, and really, really rock your hyperlocal market. Until then, I'll talk to you guys next time.